Three tries to one, but not the victory. How do you sort of sum it up?
Discipline. 23 points off the tee. That sums it up. Yeah, I thought I just was right.
You all good? All ready to go?
Just mute him. I'll come back.
Okay. Right, can you hear me that side?
Yes. Yeah.
Right, let's get started. Thank you very much. This press conference with the captain and coach. And Nathan, I see your hand up. You can go first. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. Maybe you both can come in here. My question is regarding the set pieces and points decision. You guys both state that you guys rely heavily on the set pieces as a strength and won't change much. Fair enough, it seemed to work on most occasions, but in recent games from the Lions to now, there's a trend of going for the 3 instead of the 5 points in the first half. Can you just talk us through the thought process behind the decision making with the points, and don't you feel those affect decisions today, and especially going forward when bonus points are taken into consideration for Rugby Champs title. On the other, cool.
Yeah, well, we have to win the game first. So we take if the points are available, we're gonna take the points first, and that's the thing. We wanna build scoreboard pressure, and if our maul is dominant and our scrum is dominant, then we'll go for that as well. So we get the feeling in the field, and we also, the coach, if we feel something, he will send a message to the team. But if it's a kickable opportunity, we're definitely going for points first, unless we are really dominant in a specific set piece, then we'll go for it.
Thank you, Sia. Ken Ball.
Then the last one.
Okay.
So then the last one.
Second question.
Yes, thank you. And then the last one, Sia, this comes back to my Isitosa question I asked during the week regarding the readiness of the Springboks post-quarantine. I'll rephrase my statement from the week, followed by my formal question to you. This comes back to the first game whereby you fell short against the Lions after the first Lions test post-quarantine. And you gave the reassurance that you guys were excited and hungry for this game. But what happened today? Just talk us through the good and the bad. I'm sure you can give us more insight, considering you had the sideline view as well.
I will never. As a team, we will never use not being ready as an excuse. The moment that you accept the game and step on the field, that means you're ready. And both, like the other teams, also had to go through the same thing. And we trained hard this week. I thought we prepared well on the field. Chuck said it. Our discipline wasn't up to standard. Australia took the opportunities. The kicking game, they escorted well. We couldn't get to the poles in the air, and I thought that they played well, and it's a hard place to come and win. I wouldn't blame it on not being prepared. I thought we prepared as well as we could this week. It's just the fact that on the day we didn't implement what we wanted to implement. Their plan was better than ours at certain places.
Right, thank you, Ken Boland.
Thanks, Ryan. Hardlines, Jacques and Sia. You've touched on the discipline, and there were also a lot of basic errors. It was obviously an unfocused performance, if you like. In a week where you guys were released from your bubbles and also playing in front of a crowd for the first time, do you think maybe those two things maybe contributed a bit to not the most focused performance by the Springboks?
I don't think the crowd. It was lovely to play in front of a crowd, and that's what you want to do as a rugby player. You want to play and entertain people and be in front of a crowd. I think Ken, to go and scratch for, we scored 3 tries to 1. We gave them 23 points off the tee, and that's the reason why we lost. I thought we made a couple of errors. I thought the first 20 minutes we were quite dominant, and we had we probably had control of the game. But then in the last 20, we lost control of the game, and obviously they got a little bit of a lead on us. And then I thought we did brilliantly to get back into the game. And and we lost it in the 82nd minute. And again, discipline. We lost it because we conceded a penalty. So yeah, and like Sia said, I thought they played well. I thought Australia played well. They deserved to win.
Thank you, Jacques. Thank you, Ken. Right, I acknowledge Percy and Lloyd and Craig, and we'll try and get you through this 10 minutes. If not, then we'll have another bite in the next 10 minutes from our mix zone. But let's go over to Lloyd Bernard in Cape Town. Lloyd.
Thanks, Ray. How's it, Jacques and Sia, and hard lines today? Jacques, I suppose, you know, standards are obviously very high with the World Championship team and a British Lions series winning team. From your side, is there value in saying much more than, I mean, was it just a bad day at the office? I mean, can you say that even a World Cup winning team will have a bad day at the office? How much do you read into a result and a performance like this?
Yeah, no, I don't, Lloyd. I don't think we were great today. I thought, and when I say that, I don't want to take anything away from Australia. I just thought we were a little bit off our game, and especially from a discipline point of view. You know, we created opportunities. Sabu was over the try line. I thought Lukanya was over the try line. We scored 3 tries, so there was opportunities for us to maybe get 2 more tries, and we didn't finish. So I don't think it was a polished performance. Yeah, so we will have to fix those things, and especially look at our discipline.
Thank you, Jacques. We'll probably fit in 2 more questions, and then we will start with our next section. And we say good evening to Craig Ray.
Hi, good evening, Ray. Hi, Jacques and Sia. Jacques, did the Wallabies maybe surprise you a little bit with their very conservative game plan today? I mean, there was a lot of expectation they would play slightly differently, and they almost played a Springbok-like performance in many ways. Did that catch you off guard slightly?
No, Craig. We look. They are a quality side with good coaches that will prepare well, and I think they can mix it up. They can, if they want to play expansive game, they can play expansive game. If they want to play a conservative kicking game like tonight, they can play a conservative kicking game. So yeah, we were ready for both in terms of whatever they threw at us. And like I say, I thought we adapted well when they went to a kicking game, except we couldn't adapt to the referees and to the ARs in terms of our discipline. That's disappointing. We knew we had to be crystal clear in terms of our discipline. It's a tough place to win, and if you give Australia opportunity, quite opportunity to get points off the tee. I mean, he's an accurate goal kicker, and yeah, that's a disappointing part. But no, we were. I mean, if you look at the test match they played against New Zealand, the last one in Perth, they also went with a contestable kicking game of 9. So it was something that they started doing even back then.
Thanks.
Thank you for this section. Our last question will go to Tim Vinicom.
Thank you, Brian. Hey, Jacques here. Jacques, just want to ask about sort of the substitution decisions near the end of the game. Obviously, taking off your 2 key playmakers in Faf and Handré. What's sort of the thinking behind moving these 2 players off the field and bringing on guys with sort of a less experience and obviously a pretty tight contest at the end? Yeah.
Tom, the key thing there is for us, we felt we needed energy, and that's why we go to our bench. If we feel we were at that stage when we started making the subs, we were trying to get back into the game. We were trailing, so we felt and we're confident in our bench. And again, you want to build. We've got a couple of strategic goals, but building squad depth is one of it. And those guys who came on, they would have learned a lot of lessons today. And sometimes you pay dearly for you pay like we pay today with a loss, but they would have learned valuable lessons in terms of making big decisions under pressure today. Yeah, we've got full confidence in our squad, in our whole squad. You know, we even the guys, the 19 guys who weren't playing today. We feel that going forward and looking at now wanting to win the rugby championship, wanting to win every game, but we also must have an eye on 2023 and start creating squad depth and experience within our squad. And yeah, so full confidence in those two guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Jacques and Sia. If you can just stay seated, we'll get off this link and we'll get onto our own mixed zone link for the South African media, and then we'll continue our media conference. Thank you very much.
That you guys didn't adapt to the ref. Do you think was he blowing the whistle too much? Were all his like decisions right, or do you think there was a couple of 50-50 calls that I went against you?
No, I thought Luke was solid in terms of. I mean, they've got a good process in terms of how they process stuff. We will have to go and have a look and see. Listen. Almost have a look and have a proper assessment, because obviously if our discipline is poor, how do you sort it out? If it's a habitual criminal, if I can put it like that, player, you just don't select him, because one of our big selection, the second thing that we look at is discipline. You can't in an international game, we feel if you go beyond 10 penalties in a game, it will be a grind to win that game. So we must have a look, like Sia said, we will have to go and have a look at the game tomorrow and look at the penalties that we conceded and have a look and say, listen, or was it maybe 50-50, and you can excuse the guy? Because sometimes it is 50-50, and sometimes it goes for you, sometimes it goes against you. But if it's clear cut, listen, just ill discipline, and it's continuous ill discipline from one guy, then you probably will. I think coaches must first take the responsibility, because then we didn't put enough effort into that skill set of his game during the week, and then we must take ownership of that. But then also the player must take ownership of that as well.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thank you
so much, guys.
Thank you.
I think we'll clear up. We can pack this up.
I think you're going on to that one.
You can go.
Ry, onthou net om te rekord gou.
Okay, dankie.
So 'n nuwe call, dankie.
Ry, gee ons so 1 minuut. Gee ons 'n minuut net dat almal uitgaan.
Percy, you can go.
Are you recording, Rian? Can I go ahead?
Yes, you can go.
Thank you so much, Rian. Goeiemiddag, afrigter Nenaber. Jammer oor die verlies nou. Jacques, kan ek net kortliks vra, jy was redelik openlik geweest in oor die laaste paar seisoene as julle as afrigters en spelers baie eerlik oor julle vertoning self. Jy het duidelik gemaak dissipline was julle grootste ondergang vanaand. As jy net kortliks kan opsom, behalwe vir die dissipline, wat het verkeerd gegaan vandag? En tweedens, soos my kollega in Engels so gevra, het jy enige rede om enige besware oor Luke P. staat neer? Baie dankie.
Percy, ja nee, ons het vandag, as jy na die game net objektief gaan kyk, dan sê ons het 3-3 gedruk teen 1. Lucanio was oor die doellyn, hy het ongelukkig nie gedruk nie. Cebu was amper oor die doellyn en hy het nie gedruk nie. So ek dink daar was nog 2 geleenthede waar ons dalk punte kon kry, maar is if en buts en al daai goeie, so ons het dit nie gekry nie. Maar en die groot ding wat ons gekos het is 3-3 teen 1 en 23 punte het hulle van die deur hulle stelskopper gekry. So en hy het dit gekry, die geleenthede gekry as gevolg van 'n swak dissipline. En dis iets waarna ons sal moet gaan kyk môre. Sal ons moet gaan kyk, luister hierso, hoekom het dit gebeur? Was dit 50-50 beslissings waar jy soms voel jy, yes, okay, jy verstaan hoekom 'n speler dit gedoen het, maar ander kere dan is dit net 'n stupid penalty. En ons moet slimmer wees as om stupid penalties af te staan. So dis iets waarna ons sal moet gaan kyk. En nee, ek het gedink Luke, ek het gedink die goed wat ons oor gepraat het en die kontrak wat ons as ek dit so kan noem, die goed wat ons gepraat het deur die week, hy het sy woord gehou in terme van dit. Ja, en ek dink ons het 'n paar foute reg. Ja.
Thank you, Jacques. Thank you. Ken, I see your hand is still up. Is that for a new question?
Yes, thanks, Ryan.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. Jacques, you touched on, or Sia in fact said it, not being able to get to the ball on the high kicks. Were you a bit upset maybe with Australia blocking? Was there some obstruction that you felt should have been picked up better? And then just towards the end of the game, there were those scrums where it looked like the Springboks were dominant. Did you feel that maybe you should have got a bit more reward from those scrums at the end?
Yes, let me start with the scrum stuff first. I won't put myself out as a scrum specialist, so I'll have to chat to Don in terms of that. I thought maybe the third last scrum, I thought yes, we had. I thought personally, but again, I'm not a specialist in that. I thought we had good dominance there, but again, Luke and them has got a process that they work through, and obviously the picture that he saw didn't show clear and utter dominance from our side. Otherwise, he would have rewarded. and that's we will have to go and look at that, and then the nice thing, we will go through our normal process, and we will align with the referees and make sure that the pictures that we see are aligned with the pictures that they see, and get a better understanding in terms of that. And then on the high ball stuff, yes, we knew it's going to be a battle in terms of getting our wings into the contest. And they assured us that they will make sure that if we beat their players that also work back towards the catcher, if we beat them with pace, they will allow us a fair contest in the air, which is what we're looking at. Yeah, so and our wingers could speak to the ARs regarding that, and that's something we probably will have a look at and say, listen, do we feel that they looked over their shoulders? Were there late line changes, which makes it difficult for us? For me now to say that yes, it did happen or it didn't happen will be tough, because I can't tell it with absolute conviction that it did happen or didn't happen. Our wings did struggle to get in the air. Once we did get in the air, I thought we got good reward out of it. Yeah.
Thank you, Jock. Again, Nathan, is this a fresh question, or was your hands up from an earlier question?
It's a fresh question, Ray. I've got one for Sia and his Xhosa later, and then I'll obviously ask Jock now in English. Jock, okay. I think there are so many tough questions considering it is a painful loss. But on a slightly brighter side, surely they were the good you identified which worked for you guys. Just talk us through what you thought were the good things you guys did today.
I thought our mauls were good. We scored 3 maul tries, so I thought that was good. I thought our game management in the first 20 minutes was quite good, and we created a lot of opportunities in their half. I thought our line-out contesting was good today. I thought our set pieces were fairly solid. You know, yes, we did concede 1 penalty in the first half. Again, on our exit scrum, where we conceded a penalty and they got points off that, and then we conceded the last penalty in the 82nd minute, which they also got points off. So it's almost like, yes, we did get some good rewards out of our set piece, but then also on crucial times we conceded penalties. Set piece. But in general, I felt that was probably something that we did well. I thought our kicking game was solid. There was a couple of errors in terms of that. Yeah, yes, for me, currently as I'm sitting here, and again, I'm probably emotional in terms, and probably only have a high view of what happened in the game because you don't watch the detail. I'll probably have a more insightful opinion about the game tomorrow after I watch it in detail. But yeah, the only thing is, you score 3 tries to 1 and you lose it because they get 23 points off the tee. That's the reason. That's the reason why we lost the game.
Thank you, Jock. And we'll end this 10 minutes section, which flew very quickly. We will circle back to Nathan.
Thank you. This is obviously in a closer question for Uqwashu. Masijonge phambili kodwa kuthethwa inyani iAustralia ileqile namhlanje. Xa sijonga phambili nizojonga ukulungisa phi ngoba namhlanje sidanisekile.
Futhi xa ndithetha inyani khasileqwe khasive i-pressure ninzi like bengikho xesha sicinga uba no bazosibulala ngoku senze nje imistake idiscipline yethu bengekho right, but badlalile kakuhle thina khadlale ngehlobo sithola udlala ngalo. So kuzofuneka ndiyojonga ividiyo bhuti, but I think into ezininzi zisebenze kakuhle for thina, i-set piece yethu isebenze kakuhle ngaphandle ke ngelo xesha sinikezela ipenalty ngalo, but sijonge phambili ngoku akho nto sinoyenza, seyigqithile lo mdlalo, sawufunda siphambili. Yeah, kubuhlungu ufunda xa utyiwa, like benitshilo last week, kumandi ufunda xa uwinayo unika abantu i-opportunity bodlala. So nyanzeleka kule veki zayo incinci kakhulu le veki, so kuzonyanzeleka ngomso sijonge igame yethu and then siphambili asikwazi uhlala kule nto sicinga uba sityiwe.
Thank you, Sia. Thank you, John. We will excuse you, and then we will get our second wave of interviews going while Sia